When it comes to mental health services on college campuses, youth and advocacy groups often feel left in the dark, especially when crucial decisions could significantly affect student well-being. And here's where it gets controversial. Michigan State University temporarily paused its plans to overhaul psychiatric care and lay off 5 mental health providers, including the department's director. This move prompts questions about transparency, priorities, and how universities handle critical student services. Initially, MSU announced that it would be shifting psychiatric services to MSU Healthcare, which led to the immediate layoff of Director Dr. Swapna Hingwe, along with other staff members involved in student mental health. The Detroit News broke the news of these layoffs early last week, sparking concern among students and community members. In response, MSU spokesperson Amber McCann clarified that while the internal layoffs were happening, mental health support wouldn't disappear entirely. Instead, students would still have access to psychiatric services, just through a different department. By Thursday morning, MSU revealed it would be pausing the transition process. This pause will allow input from newly appointed Provost Laura Lee McIntyre and Vice President of Student Affairs, James Hintz, both of whom started their roles recently. Their insights will now shape the ultimate decision about how psychiatric services are provided on campus. During this period, students can still access Counseling and Psychological Services, CAPS, but no final move has been made yet. MSU has promised that once a thorough review of all stakeholder feedback is completed, they will communicate the final resolution to the entire campus community. However, it remains unclear exactly when that decision will be announced, or whether students and staff will have another chance to voice their opinions. In the midst of these upheavals, an online petition emerged calling for the reinstatement of Hingwe and the other affected staff members. Launched on August 1st, the petition rapidly gathered nearly 1,500 signatures, emphasizing community concern. Its supporters celebrated what they saw as a victory in community activism, with an update on the petition's website expressing gratitude for the collective effort and acknowledging that the university's leadership seemed to be receptive to further input. Still, several pressing questions linger, particularly around the transparency of future leadership, the role of interim administrators, and how committed MSU truly is to long-term mental health accessibility for students. These cuts to CAPS appear to be part of broader cost-cutting measures the university announced earlier in the year. Back in May, President Guskowitz declared a plan to reduce the university's overall budget by 9% over 2 years, aiming to stabilize finances after periods of instability and rising healthcare and operational costs. Every department was expected to contribute by identifying areas for internal budget reductions. It was clear then that layoffs were on the table, and by July, faculty and staff were told that layoffs would be unavoidable if the needed financial cuts were to be achieved. This ongoing situation raises difficult questions about the balance between fiscal responsibility and student well-being, the transparency of leadership decisions, and whether such cost-saving measures threaten the accessibility and quality of mental health care on campus. What do you think about universities making such tough financial decisions at the expense, seemingly, of student mental health and stability? The debate continues. Are these cuts a necessary step toward financial health, or do they risk long-term damage to student support systems? Feel free to share your thoughts or raise other questions that come to mind.